The woman looked up in despair to see a massive tsunami crashing down like a mountain. Coastal folks had no time to react, swept away like duckweed at sea. But no one realized this was just the aliens' opening strike. The attacks kept coming, pushing humanity to annihilation's edge. It all began just 10 days earlier. Cassie was in her classroom when students suddenly began pointing at their phones and talking. She thought it was celebrity drama, but when she returned home, she found the entire planet was in crisis. A massive alien spacecraft had suddenly materialized in Earth's skies, filling every person on the planet with deep suspicion and fear, as feared these aliens arrived with malicious intentions. After an ominous silence, the first attacks began. A massive EMP destroyed Earth's power grid, wiping out everything we took for granted from phones to cars to water systems. Cassie's father quickly decided to relocate the whole family to the mountain. It was the last time Cassie saw Mark, her crush. But the disaster was not over yet. The second wave arrived as expected, a magnitude 12 earthquake destroying all human habitats. Inland cities survived while coastal ones became ruins. 100-meter tsunamis surged forth, destroying humanity's final barriers. The alien craft hung above, coldly watching as Earth's life forms perished. The third attack was crueler as aliens created a deadly virus targeting humans. Spread by birds worldwide, the virus killed 3 billion people in just a few weeks. Cassie's mother died in the disaster. For the survivors who remained, the fourth and fifth waves of deadly attacks were still awaiting them. After much consideration, Cassie's father decided to take his children and leave their homeland behind. At least there was still some laughter and life remaining. Even after reaching the destination, the old father still worried. He quietly slipped his daughter a handgun and taught her how to use it safely. Cassie looked confused. "Isn't it safe now?" Her father's words were grim.
Pumpkin, there's nothing safe anymore.
Early the next morning, survivors suddenly heard loud mechanical engines roaring outside. Everyone stopped their work and looked outside to see a massive military force charging into the camp with great force. Colonel Voss excitedly announced they had overcome the EMP effects and restored power to the engines. A military base was set up nearby, preparing to strike back at the aliens. The survivors in the camp cheered and raised their arms while Colonel Voss took this opportunity to propose his plan to relocate everyone to the base. They planned to move kids first as transport was limited. Their father reluctantly helped Cassie and her brother board the school bus while he remained at the camp waiting. They had just sat down when her brother started crying about his teddy bear. Cassie got off the bus and ran back to find the teddy bear for him. That delay cost her. The bus drove off without her.
Sam! No!
Meanwhile, in a camp tent, Colonel Voss was revealing a truly shocking fact. The aliens' fourth wave had begun as they inhabited human bodies and controlled their hosts' thoughts and behaviors. The naked eye can't tell, and the new scanner only works on kids. So all adults in the camp must undergo quarantine observation for a period before being allowed to proceed. The crowd below was upset, regretting they had let the children go first. Cassie approached, but her father quietly signaled with his eyes for her to stay back. Unexpectedly, gunfire suddenly erupted inside the tent as soldiers began shooting survivors indiscriminately. Cassie fled deep into the woods, but gunshots still rang in her ears. When she returned to camp, the tent was filled with corpses scattered across the ground, her father among them. The girl fought back tears, grabbed a weapon, and resolutely began her apocalyptic quest to find her brother. Those soldiers were ruthless brutes, and God only knew what horrific torture her brother would endure there. By coincidence, her brother and Mark, Cassie's crush, reached the military base together. Everyone entered the medical room by number as the chief surgeon personally implanted a chip into the back of each person's neck. They were told they represented humanity's last hope and could be called to fight brutal battles to save home. The military created devices to spot alien hosts, letting soldiers find and kill them right away. In the days that followed, the children trained rigorously every day, gradually acquiring the combat. Mark earned promotion to squad leader through his excellence and took exceptional care of Cassie's brother. Mark also met Ellie, a female fighter with remarkable combat power.
You gotta think of the gun as a part of you.
Meanwhile, Cassie drew nearer to her goal. Silence blanketed the highways, where only ruins and corpses remained. Cassie quickly realized something was off. These people hadn't died from natural disasters, but were killed by human weapons. Was this the work of the military? A drone flew overhead. As Cassie stood there stunned, a bullet struck her thigh. She hid under the car. She waited until all was quiet before cautiously rising. After a few steps, Cassie passed out due to blood loss. When she woke up, she found herself in a sunlit bedroom. Standing beside her bed was a strikingly handsome man who called himself Evan. He found her passed out and saved her, wary but determined to leave. Cassie tried to stand, only to collapse from her unhealed wound. Seeing this, Evan gently lifted her up and carried her to the bathroom to carefully restitch her leg wound. His gentle eyes slowly melted away her distrust. She discovered that Evan's entire family had died in the alien disaster. He had been staying in this small woodland cabin recently. Cassie checked her pocket and found her dad's pistol missing. Evan looked puzzled and said he never saw it that day. 3 days passed quickly as Cassie's leg gradually healed and she grew closer to Evan. While Evan chopped wood outside, Cassie wandered the bedroom and accidentally found a hidden compartment. She lifted it open with curiosity and discovered her father's pistol concealed within. Realizing Evan had been deceiving her, Cassie quickly packed her things and rushed outside. In her panic, she triggered a hidden trap device. As she tried to get up and continue running, Evan tackled her. The commotion had alerted the drones, and a shadowy figure was pacing back and forth nearby. Cassie was baffled why Evan would rescue her after deceiving her so thoroughly before. Evan admitted they were strangers at the time, and he genuinely feared Cass would shoot him upon waking, so he concealed the gun. Cassie got it. Trust was dead in this world. Evan advised her not to wander around as alien-controlled puppets lurked everywhere. They used drones to track surviving humans. Cassie was determined to find her brother and refused to back down regardless of the difficult challenges ahead. Evan frowned deeply at this news, realizing that human bases were such obvious large targets that the aliens would. Seeing Cass was determined to leave, Evan impulsively chose to join her quest. Evan taught Cassie gun skills during breaks on their journey. Cassie shared fond memories of life before the disaster, and as they spent time together, love began to bloom. However, that very night they were suddenly attacked by alien hosts. In the fight, Evan suddenly showed superhuman strength and power. Cassie stood stunned as Evan defeated the enemies and knew his cover was blown. So he decided to confess to Cassie that he was actually an alien who had come to Earth many years ago as an advanced scout. Once part of the alien vanguard, he had grown fond of Earth over the years, becoming deeply enchanted by this beautiful blue planet. From their first encounter, he had fallen hopelessly in love with her. Cassie rejected this truth, shook her head, left Evan behind and continued her quest alone. At a nearby military base, Colonel Vosh informed the children that the 5th wave of alien attacks had begun. If they succeed, humanity will vanish from the Earth. Mark's squad received orders to advance to the city center for combat. Mark thought Cassie's brother was too young, so he secretly hid him at camp. They moved with their team to the combat zone, and using their reconnaissance helmets quickly discovered numerous alien hosts throughout the area. Mark led his squad into fierce battle against the alien hosts but quickly realized something. The enemy's firepower was too strong, and they could flank us unlike alien puppets. Seeing her squad trapped by enemy fire, Ringer cursed and detonated a bus with gasoline, creating the explosion needed for escape. After reaching safety, Ringer grew suspicious about why the military would send children to battle such powerful aliens. Ella removed the chip from her neck, intending to hide it and escape military control. In her teammates' eyes, she instantly became an alien host, causing panic. Only Mark guessed the truth that it was all a military hoax. The recon helmets show unchipped humans in green. Only those with implants appear normal. This means they had been killing ordinary human survivors, not the alien hosts they thought. The soldiers at the base are actually the real alien hosts, who have been deceiving the children with lies to make humans turn against each other. This is their 5th wave turning us on us. Mark remembered Cassie's brother was still hiding in the base, so he told his team to remove their chips and wait while he went back to rescue the boy from danger. Cassie used her youthful looks to pose as a refugee child and successfully sneak into the military base. Unlike other children, she resisted the chip implantation procedure and killed the chief medic. The commotion alerted guards, but Cassie was lost in the huge complex until she met Mark, who had just returned to the base. The girl who once idolized him was gone, feeling nothing when seeing her hero again. They decided to work together and rescue her younger brother. Their escape was cut short by guards. Just in time, Evan appeared and made quick work of them. He told Cassie his heart was with her and with humanity. After a brief embrace, Evan sent Cassie and Mark to save the others while he stayed to destroy the base. Meanwhile, the colonel realized his plan had failed and decided to relocate the children. Cassie searched through the boarding crowd and finally spotted her brother. No time for words. The siblings raced after Mark toward the exit. The colonel noticed their suspicious behavior and sent numerous guards in pursuit. The ground began to shake as Evan's plan took effect. As debris threatened to bury Case and the others, Ellie drove up just in time to help. They watched with relief as the base became black smoke, their battle against the aliens finally over. Human victory still seems far away, but Cassie holds on to hope. believing we'll never be truly defeated. That's all for the fifth wave movie. A good sci-fi disaster film sadly turned into a cliché romance. Humans suffer greatly, yet we feel no end-of-world despair. That's all for today. If you enjoyed it, please stay tuned for more content.